Unlocking Feminine Psychology, a comprehensive guide to attraction and relationship dynamics. Imagine standing before a woman who embodies confidence, allure, and an undeniable sense of self-possession. She's accustomed to admiration, accustomed to men vying for her attention, yet she regards you with a distinct curiosity, a subtle intrigue. She doesn't see you as another face in the crowd, another supplicant eager to please. Instead, she sees someone she can't quite categorize, someone who piques her interest and ignites a spark of want. This is not mere fantasy. It's the potential reality that awaits those who delve into the intricacies of feminine psychology. Contrary to the often superficial understanding prevalent in modern dating, attraction is not simply a matter of physical attributes, financial status, or carefully crafted words. It's a far more nuanced and profound phenomenon, deeply rooted in the subconscious desires and emotional vulnerabilities that lie beneath the surface. This essay embarks on a journey to explore these hidden facets of feminine psychology, revealing the weaknesses that, when understood and approached with genuine intention, can unlock a new level of connection and influence in your interactions with women. This isn't about manipulation or deceit. It's about developing a deeper empathy and awareness, allowing you to connect with women on a more authentic and meaningful level. It's about understanding what truly moves them, what resonates with their deepest desires and aspirations, and ultimately, what fosters a lasting and fulfilling relationship. The common misconception is that women are purely logical beings in matters of love and relationships, meticulously evaluating potential partners based on a checklist of rational criteria. However, the reality is far more complex. While conscious considerations certainly play a role, the engine of attraction is primarily fueled by emotion. Women, like all human beings, are driven by their feelings, their desires, and their subconscious needs. They seek experiences, connection, and a sense of emotional fulfillment that transcends the superficial. This is where the majority of men falter. They focus on surface-level tactics, attempting to impress with displays of wealth, carefully rehearsed lines, or fleeting moments of charm. They believe that by adhering to societal expectations or mimicking the behavior of others, they can somehow win a woman's affection. But genuine attraction is not a prize to be won. It's a connection to be forged, a dance to be learned. The men who truly command a woman's attention are those who understand this fundamental truth. They tap into the emotional undercurrents, the subconscious forces that shape her desires and influence her decisions. To begin this exploration, let's delve into the first hidden weakness, a fundamental craving that often goes unnoticed and unaddressed by the vast majority of men: the craving for emotional escapism. Weakness 1. The craving for emotional escapism. Most men assume that women are logical in love, that they choose partners based on stability, looks, or even status. But the truth is, women fall for the experience a man gives them, not just the man himself. This statement encapsulates a profound truth about the female psyche. Women crave a departure from the mundane, a break from the predictable rhythms of daily life. They yearn for a man who can transport them to a different emotional realm, a man who can ignite their senses and awaken their dormant passions. Consider the enduring allure of the bad boy archetype, the mysterious stranger, or the forbidden love story. These figures, often romanticized in literature and film, embody the essence of emotional escapism. It's not that women inherently seek trouble or embrace destructive relationships. Rather, they're drawn to the promise of something different, something exciting, something that transcends the ordinary. They are addicted to the feeling of being alive, of being challenged, of being swept away by an unpredictable force. This desire for emotional escapism is not merely a superficial whim. It stems from a deeper, psychological need. In a world that often demands conformity, predictability, and emotional restraint, women seek an outlet for their authentic selves, a space where they can express their passions, explore their vulnerabilities, and embrace the full spectrum of human experience. The man who can provide this space, who can offer a refuge from the mundane and a catalyst for emotional growth, becomes an irresistible force in her life. And this is where the vast majority of men fail miserably. They fall into the trap of predictability, becoming monotonous figures in a woman's life, indistinguishable from the background noise. They text her the same generic messages every day, offering bland pleasantries and predictable responses. They agree with everything she says, afraid to challenge her opinions or express their own unique perspectives. They prioritize comfort and convenience above all else, creating a stagnant and uninspiring dynamic that ultimately suffocates the flame of attraction. They make her feel comfortable, yes, but they fail to make her feel alive. This is the critical distinction. Comfort is valuable, but it is not enough to sustain a passionate connection. A woman needs to feel challenged, stimulated, and engaged on an emotional level. She needs to feel that being with you is an experience, not just a routine. This is precisely why so many well-intentioned men find themselves relegated to the dreaded friend zone. They offer companionship, support, and unwavering availability, but they fail to ignite the emotional spark that transforms friendship into romantic desire. They provide a safe harbor, but they lack the adventurous spirit that ignites the soul. So, how do you tap into this fundamental craving for emotional escapism? How do you transform yourself from a predictable acquaintance into an irresistible source of adventure and excitement? The key lies in creating emotional contrast, in disrupting the predictable patterns of her life, and introducing elements of surprise, intrigue, and challenge. Women don't fall for the guy who's just nice. They fall for the man who makes them feel something powerful and transformative. Start by injecting unpredictability into your interactions. Don't always be available at her beck and call. A man who is constantly accessible loses his value. Let her wonder about your whereabouts, about your activities, about the other aspects of your life that exist outside of her orbit. This doesn't mean playing childish games or intentionally ignoring her, but it does mean prioritizing your own life and demonstrating that you are not solely defined by your relationship with her. Challenge her opinions instead of blindly agreeing with everything she says. Engage in stimulating debates, present alternative viewpoints, and demonstrate that you have a mind of your own. A woman is far more likely to be attracted to a man who challenges her intellect and pushes her to think critically than to a man who simply echoes her sentiments. Tell stories that transport her to different worlds. Share anecdotes about your travels, your adventures, your unique experiences. Paint vivid pictures with your words, immersing her in a narrative that transcends the mundane and awakens her imagination. Become a storyteller, a weaver of tales, a guide to unexplored realms. The key is to transform yourself into an experience rather than just another man. The moment a woman perceives you as a source of adventure, excitement, and emotional stimulation, she won't just be interested. She'll be hooked. She'll be drawn to your energy, your passion, and your ability to make her feel alive in a way that few others can. She will actively seek your company, craving the emotional escape that you provide. This is not about fabricating a false persona or engaging in manipulative tactics. It's about embracing your authentic self, pursuing your passions, and sharing your unique perspective with the world. It's about living a life that is inherently interesting and inviting others to join you on your journey. A man who is passionate about his own life is inherently more attractive than a man who seeks validation solely through his relationships. The former exudes confidence, independence, and a sense of purpose, while the latter often appears needy, insecure, and lacking in direction. Weakness 2. The unspoken addiction to strong boundaries. The second hidden weakness that exerts a powerful influence on female attraction is the unspoken addiction to strong boundaries. This is a concept that often eludes men, leading them to believe that being overly accommodating and readily available will somehow increase their desirability. However, the reality is often the opposite. There's a reason why the men women chase the hardest are never the ones who chase first. This statement reveals a fundamental truth about the dynamics of attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who possess a strong sense of self-respect, who value their own time and priorities, and who are not afraid to assert their boundaries. Most men operate under the misguided assumption that being agreeable, available, and always accommodating will make a woman like them more. In reality, this behavior often has the opposite effect. It diminishes their perceived value, making them appear weak, needy, and easily taken for granted. It makes her take you for granted. Women are naturally drawn to men who set the tone in the relationship, who establish clear expectations, and who are not afraid to say no. They want a man who values his own time, his own mission, and his own self-respect. Because that kind of man is rare. Think about it. A woman will never explicitly admit that she wants a challenge, but observe her actions and her choices. She consistently gravitates towards the men who present a degree of difficulty, the men who are not easily won over, the men who make her work for their attention and affection. She will test your boundaries. This is not to say that women consciously seek out difficult or emotionally unavailable men. Rather, they're subconsciously drawn to the strength, independence, and self-assuredness that these qualities represent. A man who is willing to stand his ground, who is not easily swayed by external pressures, and who prioritizes his own well-being is perceived as a valuable resource, a capable protector, and a worthy partner. The concept of boundaries is often misunderstood. It is not about being rigid, inflexible, or emotionally detached. It is about establishing clear limits on what you are willing to accept in a relationship, communicating your needs and expectations effectively, and refusing to compromise your values or your well-being for the sake of appeasing another person. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Women constantly test men, whether they realize it or not. They may cancel plans at the last minute to see if you will chase after them. They may push your buttons, trying to provoke an emotional reaction to see if you will crack under pressure. They may attempt to dominate the conversation, asserting their opinions and beliefs to see if you will back down and concede. However, the moment she realizes that you stand firm in your values, that you will not bend or break just to please her, she stops testing and starts respecting you. And respect, that is the foundation of real attraction. Without respect, there can be no genuine connection, no lasting intimacy, and no true love. So, if you ever find yourself feeling like a woman is losing interest, take a moment to reflect on your own behavior. Are you holding your ground? Or are you simply trying to keep her happy at all costs? Are you prioritizing your own needs and desires? Or are you sacrificing your own well-being in an attempt to win her approval? Women don't fall for men who give them everything. They fall for men who make them earn it. This is not about playing games or withholding affection. It's about demonstrating your own value and ensuring that you are not being taken for granted. It's about setting the tone for a relationship based on mutual respect, equality, and healthy boundaries. Once you truly understand this fundamental principle, the entire game of attraction changes. You no longer feel the need to chase, to beg, or to compromise your own integrity. Instead, you attract women to you through your strength, your confidence, and your unwavering commitment to your own values. Weakness 3. The thrill of uncertainty. The third hidden weakness that fuels the flames of attraction is the thrill of uncertainty. Human beings are naturally drawn to the unknown, to the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. We are captivated by stories that keep us on the edge of our seats, by puzzles that challenge our minds, and by experiences that push us beyond our comfort zones. This innate desire for novelty and excitement extends to our relationships, where the thrill of uncertainty can be a powerful catalyst for attraction. Think about the last time you were hooked on a TV show, a movie, or even a book. What kept you glued to the screen? It wasn't the predictable parts. It was the tension, the mystery, the feeling of not knowing what happens next. Now, here's what most men don't realize. Women experience attraction the same way. The more predictable you are, the easier you are to categorize. And once she knows she has you, the chase is over. But if you remain just out of reach, if she can't quite put a label on what you feel for her, that's when her mind starts obsessing over you. Women love a man who can create uncertainty in a controlled way. They don't want complete chaos, but they do want a man who keeps them on their toes. The mistake that many men make is to reveal too much too soon. They bombard a woman with declarations of affection, showering her with compliments and readily available attention. They instantly reply to her messages, eager to demonstrate their enthusiasm and availability. They give away all their emotions up front, leaving nothing for her to wonder about or discover. This behavior, while often well-intentioned, ultimately extinguishes the spark of attraction. It removes the element of mystery, transforming a potentially exciting relationship into a predictable and ultimately unfulfilling routine. Ask yourself, do you instantly reply to her messages? Do you always tell her how much you like her without letting the tension build? Do you give away all your emotions up front, leaving nothing for her to wonder about? If the answer is yes to any of these questions, then chances are you're making things too easy for her. You are removing the challenge, eliminating the uncertainty, and ultimately diminishing your own perceived value. This doesn't mean that you should engage in childish mind games or act distant for no reason. It means you should leave space for mystery. It means cultivating a sense of intrigue and allowing her to wonder about your thoughts, your feelings, and your intentions. Instead of texting back immediately, wait a little. Let her wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and what's occupying your attention. Instead of telling her exactly how you feel right away, let her wonder. Give her hints, drop subtle clues, but leave her guessing about the full extent of your feelings. Instead of always being available, make her work for your time. Be selective about when you're available. Prioritize your own commitments and demonstrate that your time is valuable. This doesn't make you a bad guy. It makes you valuable. Women crave excitement, adventure, and men who don't give themselves away like a cheap prize. The moment she's unsure about where she stands with you, she starts thinking about you nonstop. She starts chasing, and that's when the tables turn. This is not about manipulation or deceit. It's about understanding the psychology of attraction and creating a dynamic that is both stimulating and fulfilling. It's about striking a balance between genuine connection and healthy mystery, between vulnerability and independence. It's about cultivating a sense of intrigue that keeps her engaged and invested in the relationship. The goal is not to play games or to deceive, but to create a dynamic that is mutually satisfying and that fosters a lasting connection. This is achieved by maintaining a sense of mystery, challenging her expectations, and ensuring that the relationship remains stimulating and exciting over time. Weakness 4. The magnetic pull of leadership. The fourth hidden weakness that exerts a powerful influence on female attraction is the magnetic pull of leadership. Women are naturally drawn to men who exhibit confidence, decisiveness, and a clear sense of direction. They seek partners who can provide guidance, support, and a sense of security in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. This is not to say that women want to be controlled or dominated. Rather, they desire a partner who is capable of leading with strength, integrity, and compassion. Most guys think that being nice or agreeable will win a woman's heart, but women don't dream about following a man who follows them. They dream about a man who leads. You see this everywhere. The most desired men in history, whether in movies, business, or even real life, are the ones who move with purpose. They don't ask for permission to exist. They make their own decisions, stand by them, and expect others to either follow or get left behind. Women are naturally drawn to this. They might not always admit it, but a man who knows what he wants and doesn't hesitate to go after it is irresistible. The mistake that many men make is to prioritize being nice over being assertive, to seek approval rather than to take initiative. They believe that by constantly agreeing with a woman's opinions, deferring to her preferences, and avoiding conflict at all costs, they can somehow win her affection. However, this behavior often has the opposite effect. It diminishes their perceived value, making them appear weak, indecisive, and lacking in conviction. Think about it. Have you ever seen a woman fall head over heels for a guy who constantly asks, "What do you want to do?" instead of deciding for himself? Have you noticed how the men who get respected by both men and women are the ones who don't hesitate when it's time to act? Have you ever heard a woman say, I just love a guy who lets me make all the decisions? No, exactly. This is not to say that you should control or dominate a woman's life. It means you should be decisive. Don't ask, where do you want to eat? Instead, say, we're going here. You'll love it. Don't wait for her to make a move. Take the lead. Don't be afraid to disagree with her. If she respects you, she'll appreciate that you have your own mind. Weak men follow. Strong men lead, and women can feel the difference. The moment she realizes you have a direction in life, with or without her, she won't just be interested. She'll be drawn to you in ways she won't even understand. And once she starts looking up to you, that's when you become the kind of man she never wants to lose. True leadership is not about exerting power or control over others. It's about inspiring them to reach their full potential. It's about setting a positive example, demonstrating integrity, and guiding others towards a shared vision. In a relationship, a man who embodies leadership is not a dictator, but a partner who provides guidance, support, and a sense of direction. He is someone who can make difficult decisions, navigate challenges, and inspire his partner to become the best version of herself. This requires a deep understanding of oneself, a clear sense of purpose, and an unwavering commitment to one's values. A man who lacks self-awareness, who is easily swayed by external pressures, and who has no clear vision for his life is unlikely to inspire confidence or respect in others. A true leader is someone who has taken the time to understand his own strengths and weaknesses, to define his own values, and to create a life that is aligned with his authentic self. He is someone who is constantly striving to improve, to learn, and to grow, both personally and professionally. Weakness 5. The desire for a man who doesn't need her. The fifth, and perhaps most paradoxical hidden weakness that influences female attraction is the desire for a man who doesn't need her. This may seem counterintuitive, as many men believe that making a woman the center of their world is the surest way to win her affection. However, the reality is often quite different. Women are drawn to men who have their own passions, their own goals, and their own lives that are independent of the relationship. They want to be invited into a world that is already exciting, not to become the sole source of excitement in a man's life. Here's the biggest secret of all. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to be invited into a world that's already exciting. Most men get this completely wrong. They make a woman their priority too soon. They drop their goals, abandon their ambitions, and start structuring their lives around her. And do you know what happens next? She loses interest. Not because she's cruel, not because she wants to hurt you, but because the moment a woman feels that she's the only thing driving your happiness, she stops respecting you. Think about it. Why do women obsess over celebrities, athletes, and high achievers? Why do they get hooked on men who seem like they have bigger things going on than just a relationship? Why do women chase the man who isn't always available instead of the guy who's always there? It's simple. They want a man who has purpose. A woman wants to feel like she's part of something bigger, not like she is the something bigger. When you have a vision, a goal, a life that excites you with or without her, you become instantly attractive. But the moment you start revolving your world around her, you become replaceable. This is not to say that you should neglect your partner or prioritize your own interests above hers. It's about maintaining a healthy balance, about ensuring that you have a life that is fulfilling and meaningful outside of the relationship. It's about pursuing your passions, setting ambitious goals, and striving to become the best version of yourself. This will not only make you more attractive to women, but it will also make you a more interesting and engaging partner. So, here's how to make sure this never happens. Keep your mission at the center of your life. Women are attracted to men who are going somewhere. Never cancel your plans just to be available. She respects a man who stands firm in his priorities. Stay unpredictable. Your time is valuable. Make her earn it. The moment a woman sees that you're fulfilled, focused, and thriving on your own, she won't just be attracted to you. She'll feel lucky to be part of your world. Because deep down, every woman wants a man worth chasing, and if you understand these weaknesses, you'll never chase again. She'll chase you. This is not about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about understanding the psychology of attraction and creating a dynamic that is mutually fulfilling and sustainable. It's about being true to yourself, pursuing your passions, and inviting others to join you on your journey. A man who is confident in his own skin, who is driven by a clear sense of purpose, and who has a life that is both exciting and meaningful is inherently attractive to women. He is someone who is worthy of their time, their attention, and their affection. Beyond weaknesses, cultivating authentic connection. While understanding these weaknesses can provide valuable insights into the dynamics of attraction, it is crucial to remember that genuine connection is built on far more than just psychological manipulation. True and lasting relationships are founded on mutual respect, trust, vulnerability, and a shared sense of purpose. The insights presented in this essay should not be used as a tool to exploit or deceive women, but rather as a framework for developing a deeper understanding of their needs, desires, and emotional vulnerabilities. The goal is not to trick a woman into falling for you, but to create a connection that is both authentic and fulfilling for both parties. This requires a commitment to self-awareness, empathy, and honest communication. It requires a willingness to listen, to understand, and to appreciate the unique perspectives and experiences of women. It requires a dedication to building a relationship based on equality, mutual respect, and shared values. Furthermore, it is essential to recognize that women are not a monolithic group. Each woman is an individual with her own unique personality, experiences, and desires. What works for one woman may not work for another. The key is to be observant, to be attentive, and to be responsive to the specific needs and preferences of the woman you're interacting with. Ultimately, the most effective way to attract and connect with women is to be your authentic self. Embrace your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and strive to become the best version of yourself. Pursue your passions, set ambitious goals, and live a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. When you are confident in your own skin, when you are driven by a clear sense of purpose, and when you have a life that is both exciting and meaningful, you will naturally attract others to you. Women will be drawn to your energy, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to your own values. They will see you as a valuable resource, a capable protector, and a worthy partner. Conclusion: mastering the art of attraction. Understanding and applying these principles can significantly enhance your ability to attract and connect with women on a deeper level. However, it's crucial to approach this knowledge with integrity and respect. The goal is not to manipulate or deceive, but to foster genuine connections based on mutual understanding and shared values. By embracing authenticity, cultivating self-awareness, and striving to become the best version of yourself, you can unlock the doors to fulfilling and lasting relationships. Attraction is not a game to be won, but a dance to be learned, a connection to be forged. By understanding the nuances of feminine psychology and approaching relationships with genuine empathy and respect, you can master the art of attraction and create a life filled with meaningful and fulfilling connections. Remember, the strongest man is the one who doesn't need to prove a thing. Embrace your authentic self, pursue your passions, and let your actions speak louder than words. The world is waiting to be explored, and the connections you forge along the way will enrich your life in ways you never thought possible. The journey of understanding and mastering the art of attraction is a lifelong pursuit, one that requires continuous learning, self-reflection, and a willingness to embrace the complexities of human connection. By remaining open to new experiences, by challenging your own assumptions, and by consistently striving to improve your understanding of both yourself and others, you can unlock the doors to a world of fulfilling and meaningful relationships. This is not a destination to be reached, but a path to be traveled, a journey of self-discovery and connection that will enrich your life in countless ways. Embrace the challenge, embrace the uncertainty, and embrace the opportunity to create a life filled with love, passion, and authentic connection. The world is waiting to be explored, and the possibilities are endless. The journey towards mastering attraction and relationship dynamics is not merely about acquiring knowledge or applying specific techniques. It's about embarking on a path of personal growth and self-discovery. It's about challenging your own beliefs, confronting your own insecurities, and striving to become the best version of yourself. It's about cultivating qualities like confidence, empathy, and resilience, which are not only attractive to women, but also essential for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. The principles outlined in this essay are not intended as a magic formula or a shortcut to success. They are intended as a guide, a framework for understanding the complex dynamics of human attraction and connection. It's crucial to remember that every individual is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. The key is to be adaptable, to be observant, and to be responsive to the specific needs and preferences of the people you interact with. Ultimately, the most effective way to attract and connect with others is to be your authentic self. Embrace your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and strive to become the best version of yourself. Pursue your passions, set ambitious goals, and live a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. When you're confident in your own skin, when you're driven by a clear sense of purpose, and when you have a life that is both exciting and meaningful, you will naturally attract others to you. People will be drawn to your energy, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to your own values. They will see you as a valuable resource, a capable protector, and a worthy partner. Remember, the journey of self-discovery and connection is a lifelong pursuit. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt along the way. But by remaining persistent, by learning from your mistakes, and by consistently striving to improve, you can overcome any obstacle and create a life filled with love, passion, and authentic connection. The world is waiting to be explored, and the possibilities are endless. Embrace the challenge, embrace the uncertainty, and embrace the opportunity to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. The journey is not always easy, but the rewards are well worth the effort. And finally, remember that true attraction is not about manipulating or deceiving others. It's about creating genuine connections based on mutual respect, trust, and shared values. It's about being honest, authentic, and vulnerable. It's about being willing to open your heart and share your true self with the world. When you approach relationships with integrity and respect, you create a foundation for lasting and fulfilling connections. You attract people who appreciate you for who you are, who support your growth, and who share your vision for the future. This is the essence of true attraction, and it is the key to creating a life filled with love, passion, and authentic connection. So, go forth and embrace the journey. Explore the depths of your own being, cultivate your passions, and connect with others in a way that is both meaningful and fulfilling. The world is waiting to be explored, and the possibilities are endless. Remember, the power to attract and connect lies within you. Embrace it, cultivate it, and use it to create a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful. The journey is yours to embark upon, and the rewards are immeasurable.